Attention! We shall win souls everywhere. We shall be in Venezuela, in South Africa, in Australia, in India, in Bujumbura, in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, around the world. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. I send you all around the world. You shall prophesy. You shall dream dreams. You shall be rich. Sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down before we need to finish this. We need to finish this. This coming quarter of the year, we shall park Mercedes-Benz out there. This coming year, we shall have houses. That disease you brought here is healed. We are soldiers in the army of God.
A good news world with Uebert Angel, provoking a reaction and always worth hearing.
Most people ask me, how do I become an overnight success? It's impossible to become an overnight success. All overnight successes that we see and we think are overnight successes took years to prepare in order for them to be called overnight successes. Let's say you just want to be popular, you want to be out there into the world has to know you or whatever it is. Let me answer that question instead. Listen, way back when we were growing up, we didn't even have anything called Instagram. We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have social media. The whole social media boom, we didn't have it. We had monochrome television, and we moved from monochrome to color TV, and those color television was the thing. That was our Instagram, our Facebook, or whatever. That was everything that we had. And any person who had the opportunity to come out on TV and to show around the whole world was the one who was going to become popular. Imagine nowadays we don't have that monochrome color TV. Forget it. People are now on Instagram. People are now on Facebook, on social media. Get on social media. Get on Facebook. Get on Instagram. Become an overnight success, but it takes time.
God created you with no ability to think anything impossible. Your brain is able to send 100,000 trillion messages per second using only power that's equivalent to a refrigerator bulb. For the supercomputer, I don't mean your computer at your house like Apple or whatever, supercomputer to be able to do just that, it will require it to have 10 million watts. That's having its own hydroelectric plant just for it to perform that duty. If we lay out all the white matter of the brain, they will be enough to cover an area of 561,476 square miles. That's bigger than South Africa as a whole. God created you with no ability to think anything impossible. So right now, if you have ever thought of yourself in a Lamborghini, it's possible. That brain in your head, if we compare it to the London Underground station at the moment, if we lay out all the lines, they are 250 miles plus, with 270 stations, with trains traveling at 70 miles per hour. But if we take your brain, one brain, around 1.5 kgs of brain, and put it here, listen, put it here, and put the wires running end to end, they will be 100,000 miles long. Listen. With 100,000 trillion trains traveling at 270 miles per hour, bang on time, between 1,000 trillion stations. Let me tell you something. If all the connections are going to be put in one place, connection. Do you know what? All the connections that in your brain that we're calling stops, those synapses, if we take them, they are more than the stars we have in the galaxy. That's 0.15 quadrillion. One brain. If you understand how complicated your brain is, the way God created your brain, He created it so marvelously wired that it's impossible for you to think anything impossible.
A good news world with Uebert Angel, provoking a reaction and always worth hearing.
Somebody asked me a very interesting question. They said, how do I become rich in a third world country? If I was in a first world country, it would be better. But I'm in a third world country. Let me just put that thing to rest. There is nothing called a third world country. There is only a third world mindset. Let me give you an example of South Africa. South Africa is not classified under third world country. It's not even classified under second world country. In fact, they say there is nothing called a second world country, but it's not classified under first world. So where is it? Why are they saying it's not third world and it's not second world? You see, it's only something that they put in the system so as to actually siphon resources from people with mindsets that are third world. So they tell you are third world, so you think third world. Think like a first world person and you will move mountains. Let me give you something. Even in the ancient text, there are only two places where Jesus himself cried. Number one, death of Lazarus. The second one was when he was crying for the ignorance of the people. You understand? Ignorance makes you a third world person. Truth and money are related. There is nothing theoretical about truth. Truth always produces proofs. It has to produce evidence. Just like money. You need to understand with money, money is not a perception. You can't just talk about, I have it, look, I've got a lot of money. It has to be proven. It's not a perception, it's a reality. When you have money, you produce it. You show the signs, you show the proofs of it. Just like when you're telling the truth will always give you proof of it. Proof of what it says, proof of what evidence of what it represents. Truth and money related. So when you want to talk to people about I have money, show us how you're making it. Show us what your money is doing. Your money should serve you. That's the issue. Understand? Truth, money related. Money is not a perception. One of the greatest men I know said, nothing. Sometimes silence is golden. Silence is more eloquent than words. Learn to zip it. People DM me and ask me one question: how do I become a star? And how do I stand out? The reality is, if you want to get noticed, you have to become a star in your own show. It's very easy. Let me tell you something that happened with Netflix. Netflix realized that they were streaming videos and people would watch videos that they were streaming other people's movies. Then they shifted to content creation. And when they did that, Blockbuster was busted. It was easy. Somebody realized that I can be watching a movie in my room, nobody disturbing me. I'll be doing whatever I want to do and just watching and flipping some channels, and that's it, done. I don't have to go out there. And they took over the market from Blockbuster. When you want to be a star, become a star in your own show. Create the content, create the narrative, change the situation and become a star. Create the narrative. You can do it.
God created you with no ability to think anything impossible. Your brain is able to send 100,000 trillion messages per second using only power that's equivalent to a refrigerator bulb. For the supercomputer, I don't mean your computer at your house like Apple or whatever, supercomputer to be able to do just that, it will require it to have 10 million watts. That's having its own hydroelectric plant just for it to perform that duty. If we lay out all the white matter of the brain, they will be enough to cover an area of 561,476 square miles. That's bigger than South Africa as a whole. God created you with no ability to think anything impossible. So right now, if you have ever thought of yourself in a Lamborghini, it's possible. That brain in your head, if we compare it to the London Underground station at the moment, if we lay out all the lines, they are 250 miles plus, with 270 stations, with trains traveling at 70 miles per hour. But if we take your brain, one brain, around 1.5 kgs of brain, and put it here, listen, put it here, and put the wires running end to end, they will be 100,000 miles long. Listen. With 100,000 trillion trains traveling at 270 miles per hour, bang on time, between 1,000 trillion stations. Let me tell you something. If all the connections are going to be put in one place, connection. Do you know what? All the connections that in your brain that we're calling stops, those synapses, if we take them, they are more than the stars we have in the galaxy. That's 0.15 quadrillion. One brain. If you understand how complicated your brain is, the way God created your brain, He created it so marvelously wired that it's impossible for you to think anything impossible.
A good news world with Uebert Angel, provoking a reaction and always worth hearing.
Spirit Embassy, attention. When God says go to Jamaica, you say yes, sir. Hey, go to India, go to Namibia, go to Slough. You who preach in Bujumbura. Go into all the world and
now when I'm 40, I would like to be financially free. July 26 this year, I clocked 40 and it all changed. Now I run with Project 1 million. What does that mean? To create 3 million jobs, the very year I clocked 40. I'd like to dedicate this to every young entrepreneur in Africa that is below 40. You can do it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, media guys. Thank you. The next award is the African Dubai Global Honors Award for Excellence, Enterprise and Leadership. And this goes to Miss Mary Queen Komoda. Please put your hands forward. The women are showing more this year.
Good evening, everyone. You're all looking beautiful and handsome this evening. I would like to thank Leaders Without Border and for making this event possible. Africa is home to me for the past 14 years. The opportunities that I met contributed to this award. And if a simple lady like me managed to achieve this, what more will happen in the next 14 years? So believe, take action, believe in Africa. Miriams, this is for you. Thank you very much. God bless us all, Stevens.
The next award is the African Dubai Global Honors Award for Excellence Leadership Prowess. And this award goes to my very good friend, Carlos Santos.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to tell thank you for the royal family to receive me and my team here in Dubai. It's always a wonderful pleasure to be here. At the same time, I would like to give my word of congratulations to Leaders Without Borders, because normally, when myself personally are invited to events like that, we face always a problem, right? And the problem is, it's normally pretty nice, we have wonderful conversations, but at the end of the day, we don't materialize all the things that we propose to do. And here, I think that with this organization of the Leaders Without Borders, we clearly achieve the beginning of the materialization of the whole of this event. That is the investment in Africa. And exactly because of that, this award represents not only what we did for Africa, but more than that, what myself and my team, we propose and we will do together with Dubai and with the Leaders of Borders, investment in any project that we can guarantee ourselves and guarantee that the health of the country will be maintained there and will not be, exactly like it's happening every year, exporter for the Occident side, right? And this is exactly how we will allow the countries in Africa to develop themselves and generate, infrastructure, education, and the future for Africa. Thank you, everybody. Stand up. Stand up.
Please put your hands together for yourselves. Come on, celebrate yourselves. All right, the next award is the African Dubai Global Honors Award for Diversity and Inclusion. And this award goes to Mr. Michael Ballet van der Poel. Please put your hands together for Mr. Michael. Please keep clapping for yourself. Keep clapping. To pick myself back up. I have to pick myself back up. I'm ready for I have to pick. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so honored to
to be part of this August gathering. I'm from Ghana. In Ghana, we breathe Aquaba. So, with the award, what I will say, diversity and inclusion. I'll just give you a brief history about the MTC Group, bringing the businesses from Africa to the world. So MNC is not only in Africa. MNC is here in Dubai. We've been in Dubai for the last 6 years. We are in Hong Kong, we are in China, we are in the US. But we're just moving everything from Africa and getting the best practices, selling Africa on the best platforms. So all investors always look through the right channel and then have investments in Africa. It's not for any reason that every country or continent is interested in Africa. That means we have something. Yes. We are very blessed and unique. But with the right structures and the right people like you and I, who are leaders, young borders, who put the right perspective and give them the right Africa. So it's just an honor, and I want to assure the team that we'll continue to sell Africa and sell and market us the best platforms and get investors to go through the right channel. Like I always say, if you want to invest anywhere, research, study, and you do good business. Thank you very much.
The next award is the African Dubai Global Honors Award, Africa Rising Young Entrepreneur. And this award goes to Kate Magwanda. Kate Magwanda, please put your hands together for Kate. This young man is doing a whole lot in the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, the token stock, doing a whole lot all the way from South Africa and Zimbabwe. Please clap it for us.
Good evening, wonderful people. I just want to take this time to thank Ambassador Hillary, Dr. Praise, and His Royal Highness for this prestigious award. It came as a surprise. And for me, it was a surprise because when I finished high school, I was one of those kids who was raised by a single mother, and things were really, really tough for us, you know? So I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And I was that guy selling in the streets. You know, in South Africa, we've got guys that sell in the streets and stuff. You know, I was one of those guys. But then I'm super grateful because of dedication, perseverance. Like, you know, I just eventually became one of those people who just became persistent in that situation. And fast forward to today, we've had several companies that have taken over multiple millions of rands in South Africa, and at the age of 27, so I'm super humbled by this award and super grateful. Thank you guys.
Please put your hands together for King. Such a young guy. And the next award is the African Dubai Global Honors Award, Excellence in Leadership and Business Diplomacy. And this award goes to Ambassador Sanjay Mete. Please put your hands together for Sanjay as he comes forward. Keep clapping, celebrating. Tomorrow will be your turn.
is so close to my heart. I would like to thank Dr. Honorary. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank I also would like to thank His Excellency Thomas. You are an inspiration. You've been sponsoring a lot of events in Dubai, recognizing leaders, and definitely the aim of Dubai's leadership is to visual in the royal family. I really thank everyone over here. Thank you.
First, you decide to read the then you decide to ask.
He likes really what I'm wearing. He likes really what I'm wearing.
But we're not twins.
But we're brothers.
And you know I love you.
I don't know what to say about that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together again for yourselves.
This next award is very, very special and is dear to our hearts. This is one of the most wonderful persons I've ever met that I know. A mover and a shaker, a global leader, someone I admire a lot, my mentor. This award is Africa Dubai Global Honors Excellence in Leadership, Business, Institutional, and Philanthropy.
This award goes to His Excellency Ambassador Uebert Angel. Please give a round of applause and standing ovation. Put your hands together for my father, my mentor, my covering.
Thank you. I want to appreciate the royal family and everything that is being done to get Africa back on the map. I always say, if the lion doesn't have a storyteller, the story of the hunt will belong to the hunter. In other words, if you go to all the museums, if you go to every curator, you will find a dead lion somewhere. Because the lion did not develop storytellers to actually say how many hunters it also killed. Africa is that lion, and we now need to speak the language of Africa. The story of Africa has to be told, and this is the beginning of it, so that we can tell everybody what Africa can do, what it has, and what it can achieve. And Africa is the next thing, the next best thing. Leave the stage, I just want to say the future is still Zimbabwean.
Please put your hands together for Ambassador. The next award, the African Dubai Global Honors Emerging Business Leader and Notable CSR Compliance Company of the Year. And this goes to Mr. Rector David. Respectively, please respectively use.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Just want to appreciate the hospitality from the royal family. I think it's been wonderful being here all the way from Southern Africa. Thank you to the dynamic duo here. As I said, terrible twins. Okay, well-dressed terrible twins. And yeah, thank you to everybody that we have met, that we have networked with. Lastly, I just want to say, as a young person who's part of the Invest Southern Africa Forum, I would like to invite all of you to February 2020, when we are doing this Invest Southern Africa Forum. Please feel free to drop your business card in my little head outside when you're going out, so that we send you the invites. I'm sure you won't miss me. I'm the most handsome dressed guy in the whole world. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
The last award for tonight is a very special award. This person has been working with us for years, for the past 10, 15 years. We've been running this. She's always been there standing by us. There are times we fight, yeah? Calls in the middle of the night, I've not seen my letters, I've not seen my invitations, what's happening? I'm like, what do you mean? And then we fight and then we let go. That's part of business. You have to fight and then wake up and then push ahead. Now, this award is the African Global Honors Award for Excellence in Leadership and International Relations. This award goes to Honorable Anastasia Ndobo. Please put your hands together for her.
I'm really honored to speak before all of you, and I want to thank God who makes all things possible. And I dedicate this award to all the females who come from the remotest parts of their countries, because I come from the smallest town in my country, but that has never stopped me. So I want to thank the leaders of the brothers, the Sheikh's office, and I want to promise you that I'm inspired to do more, not for myself, but for every female, so that they can know that if God is on their side, they are unstoppable. It doesn't matter where you're from, you can do the things that the boys can do. I thank you and God bless you.
Congratulations, Honorable Anna. Please sit. Congratulations. Congratulations to all our awardees. We're very happy to have you. I want to move to the next thing on our agenda this evening. The Leaders Without Borders Global Center is in partnership with all institutions. We have partnership with universities as a training and leadership institution. And one of the things that we do is recognize individuals that we feel have really contributed to the development of their society and, of course, the world. So this evening, I'll be calling on one of our partners, the American Heritage University, Southern California, as they will be conferring honorary doctorate degrees on some of the persons that have been nominated by the Leaders Without Borders Development Center. So I'd like to call on Dr. Sam Ojon, if he's here, for his brief presentation before we go into that ceremony. Thank you so much. Can we just clap for him, please? Absolutely. I have standing by my side here a very young man like myself, but extremely influential and very powerful. He is the president of the American Heritage University, Southern California, United States of America. His father is the founder of the university, but he has retired after serving over how many years? About 20 years with the university, and then passed it over to his son. Congratulations. So I'll hand over the ceremony to you. Please take over.
Good evening, everybody. You're all looking wonderful today. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Aitwa Ogiamian. And Dr. Hillary said some really nice things. I want to say that I earned the position. Okay, I earned the position to be the president of the university after overcoming a lot of adversity. Now, let me say this. I never like to play the black card. Because can I just share a quick story with you all? Okay. I was born in the United States, and I had the privilege of living in Nigeria for about 14 years. I call that a privilege because when you live in a third world country and you go to I guess you could say a first world country, you come with some values that can never be taken away from you. You learn the importance of pressing a button across the street. You learn what it is to not have NEPA, take the light, right? So you can enjoy free flow electricity, you can have values, you can be valued as a member of society. So when I came back to the United States and growing up as a young man, I didn't know what color was. And then as I got older and I started to realize that, oh wait, that does make a difference, right? But it never stopped me from achieving anything and everything, right? And the reason why I'm sharing the story of color, my dad is the first Nigerian-born person to establish a university in the United States. So I thank you. I remember being a young man working for corporate America, and my dad would say, hey, come work with me, come help me. And
I kept saying no, I kept saying no, I kept saying no, and one day I said yes. You know why? Because I saw his vision. I saw what he was trying to accomplish. I saw that there was a need for education to be brought down to people who couldn't afford it. For example, we have a law school. In our law school, we have the lowest tuition, not because we can't charge our students more, but we saw that the legal education was reserved for the elite. You have schools like, let's say Harvard School of Law. It's $60,000 to go to law school for 1 year. So if you weren't wealthy, if you weren't hustling, if you weren't finding, if you didn't have any ways of going to school without student loans, there was no way for you to get into law school. So my dad had this vision. What if we created a law school that was affordable, that was accessible, and the entrance requirements were minimum, but at least meets the educational standard requirements? So that brought the law program, that brought me an attorney to minorities in the United States, to struggling children, to people who didn't have that access through institutions at the bigger law schools and such. Everyone's following me so far? So his vision was sold to me one day. I just woke up and saw the bigger picture. And he said, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to go get your master's. I said, okay. I went and I did my master's. He says, you're gonna have to get your doctorate. I said, okay. I went and got my doctorate. As soon as I did, he says, now you're ready. So I worked my way to get here. I learned the education system. I was talking to someone at my desk, at my seat earlier, writing documents to the government agencies, thousands of pages, sending PDF documents, doing a bunch of things just to satisfy a group of people that says, hey, you're okay, you know what you're doing. So I'm pleased to stand here today as Dr. Hillary said, as the youngest president. And it hits me sometimes when we have meetings, everyone looks like my dad. And I'm sitting there going, and they're looking at me going, excuse me? I'm like, well, I am the president of the school. So I take that responsibility very serious. It's so serious that when Leaders Without Borders told me about this event, I got a ticket on Friday and my flight was on Monday. So I literally flew for 23 hours. I rested for about 10 hours and I'm here. And right after this event, I have another 23-hour flight to go back home. So it's an honor to be here. Thank you. And I was here in May earlier this year, and we had a great time and a fantastic time. And this one looks even more colorful. I just want to give a special shout out to Hillary and Dr. Praise, Leaders Without Borders. I think they've done a fantastic job bringing all of us together, because this is one of those events that you see on TV or you see in the movies and you just wonder, how does that happen? Well, that's how it happens, from some young and ambitious people that want to see the world connected through events like this. So I'm proud to be here today to honor some very special people. I know that some of them I haven't met, some I've met. One of them I actually did meet last time, and she stepped up here today, and I was really excited to see her. She's staring at me right now, but I'm not going to say her name. But I'm just proud to be here to congratulate some new people and looking forward to meeting you all. And I want to say this, but you know, as our guests are getting ready, that in the United States, the education system is very controlled. You have institutions like UCLA. How many of you know UCLA? It's a big school, right? You say, hey, I went to UCLA, and all of a sudden, you're given a special seat on the table if you went to Harvard or you went to Stanford. Well, something that I've learned, and you all should know this, and I'm sure if they're watching me in the United States, they're going to be mad that I'm saying this. The requirements for every university is the same. Whether you're in Harvard, whether you're in UCLA, or in a school that no one's ever heard about, the requirements are the same. So how do I know that to be true? Everyone here has a driver's license, I want to assume, right? It doesn't matter who you are today, your driving test is the same test. Your driving test is the same test. You get behind the wheel, someone's sitting next to you, they watch you follow the rules, and then they give you a thumbs up or give you a grade and say that you passed. So my experience as becoming the president of the university, I sat through trainings, I sat through seminars, I sat through accreditation, I sat through all kinds of requirements, and they're all the same.
The goal is to take care of the students. The goal is to give programs that have learning outcomes. The goal is to have this disclosed on your website. They're reading from the same script. So I say this as a young man. When I was in school, the first thing my instructor told me, he said, there is no reason why you can't get a Harvard education anywhere. And when he said that, a light went off in my head, and I'm listening to him, and he said, if your instructor gives you an assignment, maybe they tell you to read about the top 10 leaders in the world. He said, read about those 10 leaders in as many articles as you can. Visit the leader's website or LinkedIn page, learn about them as much as you can, and then take another article about that leader, read about it if you can. And then what you realize is that one little assignment has turned into a knowledge base in your own personal mind. So when you're in a place like this and you're having a conversation with people, you're not limited to just one piece of information. He said that in doing this, you learn about this person, their country, their history, all of the great things they've achieved. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this to you all today, that you can get the best education anywhere you go, but it really depends on you and the effort you put into that education. So you could be at a school that no one's heard of if you know that you should read more than they give you, you know that you should study more than they give you, you know that you should network more, you know that you should ask questions, you know that you should read more than they say read, that they read before they tell you to read. If you have that personal drive, you can become the best version of yourself, and that's all that really matters. Because the last time you were on the surgery table, you didn't ask the doctor, what school did you go, right? The last time you took your car to the shop, you didn't ask the dealer or the mechanic, hey, where did you get your mechanic education? Or the last time you had something to eat, you didn't go to the back of the chef and say, hey, let me see your chef degree, because none of that stuff matters. What matters is the impact that we make in the world. What matters is the transformation that we bring into people's lives. And events like these are doing just that. I haven't asked Dr. Praise or Dr. Hillary any questions about their education, where they're from. I just know when he called me, I said, I'm listening. So my goal today is that for everyone that has said something, that hasn't said something, you can make an impact in your little world. Because after all, the ocean is just a bunch of little droplets of water, am I right? So we can all be great in everything that we do. Whoever's been honored today, if your name hasn't been called, just know that you are special. Think about it. There are 7 billion people in this world. 7 billion, but there's only one of you. There's just one of you. That means that you're special. That means that you're important. And I think as we go through the rest of this program today, if there's one thing I would like to say to you that you can take with you, is that you are important, you matter. Your drop matters because you make up the ocean. So thank you, and I'd like to invite Dr. Sam.
Right. I want to go into the activities program. Leaders Without Border is a multifaceted organization with a lot of structures. And I'm one of the strategic and implementation partner of Leaders Without Border. And I'm also the founder of the Institute Université du Benin, Republic of Benin, a university in the Republic of Benin. And I've been a university owner from the age of 28. The university owner, and we are putting it in different African countries. We have the higher institution also in Nigeria. And I think on this note, Leaders Without Border deemed it fair and feel okay with a lot we can do. And I felt we have about 32 partners all over the world. So let us marry together and put these things in the hands of those who deserve it. And before now, when I got into the university setting, it looks funny, but I decided to fight the scourge of poverty. And I decided to fight the scourge of illiteracy. And one of the reasons why I took it up upon myself that I'm going to do this was because my grandfather told me one day that he was embarrassed because he was not educated. And I promised him, I said, one of the things I'm going to do is that I'm going to have a university that they say you don't go to. And number two, Before he died 3 weeks after my wedding. And I saw the way it was handled by nurses from public hospitals. And I promised him, I said, now that you're gone, I'm going to have a College of Health to change the narrative, because what you hate most is what God wants to change. And I decided to dedicate myself into humanity. The only religion I believe is humanity. And that is what I believe, and that is where I belong, and that is who I am. And thank God that today we are taking the face of Africa to the world. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. I'm proud to be an African. And what we are giving out today as an honor is not just given because you paid, or probably because you have one big office. It's given as honor, as a sign of honor to what you've been doing and to your contribution to society. I want to tell you this briefly. Now, I have started tuition-free primary school, and I'm going to have it in every section of Africa. We have started already in Cross-River State, in Nigeria, and we're going to take it to other parts of the world. I do not need anybody to pay for it. I do not need investor for it. I promise myself that every 20% of my profit, I'm going to use it for humanity. And I thank you very much. I thank leaders to that body. I thank every one of you. I want to tell you that what you're having today, there's a shift already. A shift in your name, a shift in your status, a shift in your perception, a shift in your position. You being called a doctor is because there should be some respect attached to it, because you will only be approved by your proofs. Word of God is what many want to see. And as soon as you see it, they want to trust what you have. People want to do business with you by what you represent. So today that is going to be given to you this honor. Please, I want you to take it with due diligence, take it with some level of discipline, and know that when we are decorating you are more or less a student, but as soon as you have it, you've gone into another world where you begin to show the authority. I want you to also represent the university as an ambassador. I want to thank every one of you. I want to thank the Royal House for giving us the opportunity. It's a privilege. I want to also appreciate Ambassador Uebert Angel here. I'm so delighted to have you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thomas Banfi. You just have to stand in front. Okay. Yes. You have to go. Just stand. Bright Adam. Chinyere Sarah Chukwueze. Let's have one. Very quick, Mona, please, please, let's start for them. Let's start for Mr. Mona. John Tete Otufo, Wansa. Obuko Daniel. Please, let's start. Adebayo, Pablo Soye. Samsudeen Abdulrasheed Arugundade. Please, let's start for him. It's amazing. Applaud here. Sorry if I didn't make sure that it is so long. I don't want to murder the name. Please, I don't know if you say something. Okay. How can one be right? Sorry. It is a woman, a daughter. Okay, Shino Abiola Pella. Please, I want us to clap for him. He's one of our great honorables from Nigeria. Please, let's clap for him. Solomon Ababio Ajay. Okay, please, let's clap for him. Charles Tambo. Mr. Welby. Precious, the backer. Please, we wanted to know this, that is in the university community, we'll not just call you like this. This honor is very sacred. In fact, there need to be someone will have to hold a base, and you have to go when everyone needs to be silent. Then we have to sit you down, we have to read your profile and let the whole world know why you are honored. It is not just given because we just want to give people. It is given on the basis of the fact that you've done a lot for your country, for your society, for where you belong. That's why we give it out. It's always a very serious, in fact, serious ritual. It's our academic ritual, so we take it more seriously. So we are representing the university. His authority is the president of the university. Okay, and I work with Leaders Without Borders, so I'm standing on the authority of Leaders Without Borders to do this and to say that you are honored and the whole world is watching you. Please, we want to take it more seriously. It's not something that should have. You don't have it to the wrong transaction. You don't have it to abuse the institution. You don't have it to take advantage because of your title or something. Please, it's more sacred. And I want us to take it more seriously. And I tell you, the whole world respect you. And I want to tell you congratulations in advance. From now on, you're not minister, it's going to be changed to minister to doctor. Okay? So probably we'll finish. We have more.
Spirit Embassy, attention. When God says go to Jamaica, you say yes, sir. Hey, go to India, go to Namibia, go to Slough. You preach in Bujumbura. Go into all the world and that's what my mentor says is, go into all the world and preach the gospel. You stand there and say, heal the sick, deliver the bound, raise the dead. You shall touch snakes and they will not bite you. Yes, say. You shall speak with new tongues. Sit down before you cramp my style. Sit down. Attention! shall win souls everywhere. We shall be in Venezuela, in South Africa, in Australia, in India, in Bujumbura, in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, around the world. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. I send you all around the world. You shall prophesy. You shall dream dreams. You shall be rich.